when VGS is less than VT, the switch is as if it is off, drain current is equal to 0. Now, so remember we are talking about the NMOS transistor. Okay, so this is related to NMOS. All right, and then we said that in on state, again, if VDS was less than VGS minus VT, which is also called as VOV, low voltage, in that case the transistor is in the triode region, and in the triode region it exhibits the properties like a resistor. Okay, but the resistor, a special case of resistor where this resistance value is controlled by VGS. Okay, and that we have already seen yesterday. This RDS specifically, if you look at the equation for RDS, it is dependent on VGS. So VGS, by changing VGS, I can change the resistance, and then it acts as a resistor in this particular region. Okay, so I have shown you the partial region for the triode region specifically, where it behaves as a resistor, a voltage controlled resistor to be more precise. We have also seen the model in this particular region when the transistor is in the triode region. This is the model. We have already seen this. Now, let us start our discussion with the P MOSFET. How will the P MOSFET behave? Okay, so the PMOS, it is very important for us to understand NMOS as well as PMOS. So for PMOS, it is off. So the device is off, the PMOS is off, transistor is off. When VGS is greater than VT. It is exactly the converse, and it is on for VGS less than VT. All the equations remain the same. Okay, the device parameters will remain the same except for VT. Now here for PMOS, your VT is going to be negative. Remember this. Okay, and now we can show that the drain current, naturally I am changing the sign now, half K dash W by L into 2 minus VGS plus VT again into minus VDS. Please remember we are talking about NMOS here. Minus of minus VDS square. So the equation gets modified like this. Now again we can say that dropping this VDS term, because it is very small, square of that small term will still be smaller. So in this triode region, I can again say ID is equal to or nearly equal to, let us say, minus VDS by RDS. It is the same kind of equation that we have seen yesterday. Okay, where again 1 upon RDS happens to be K dash W by L into minus VGS plus VT. Just remember these equations for the different types of transistors. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, so.
All right.
Yes, sir, audible.
So this is regarding the PMOS. Now let us see the model of the MOSFET. MOSFET model for amplifier. Now you can very well understand that these previous models we were talking about whether the device is on or off. It simply means that these models, earlier models, were valid when we were using the device as a switch.
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to see the model for the MOS transistor when it is used as an amplifier. Okay, just like what we had for bipolar junction transistor, the device can be used as a switch as well as an amplifying device.
Okay, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So the first order model of the N-channel MOSFET in saturation. Now remember, when the device, okay, just for comparison and for recall, BJT, when I wanted to use it as a switch, which region was it supposed to work in? Yes,
Saturation of
Saturation and cutoff.
and saturation. Remember,
Yes.
saturation over there is different. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In MOSFET, oh, sorry, let us complete this first. When the BJT is to be used as an amplifier, where was it used? Where is it supposed to work? In which region?
active
Active
Active region.
active
It is
region.
also called as a linear region.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, for MOSFET, if you want to work it as a switch, which two regions are there? Cutoff will be as it is, the
Yes,
off,
sir.
and this one.
Triode.
Yes, the triode region. Naturally, when the device is to be used as an amplifier, which region it is supposed to work in?
Saturation region.
Excellent. So please remember these things. Now saturation for BJT and saturation region for MOSFET are totally different and diverse. Don't
Yes,
get
sir.
confused. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
I was saying the first order model for the N-channel MOSFET in saturation will feature an open circuit at the gate terminal again. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
something like this. So this will be the model. Remember always when we talk about MOSFET, specifically at lower frequencies, the gate is always going to be shown as an open terminal. And then this is your source. And then we have, again, we have large signal model for amplifier as well. Okay. So here it is shown as a current source, where the drain current flows here. And this is going to be the ID SAT. That is the current in the saturation region. Okay. Please remember that when I'm talking about large signal means large values of VDS also. And whenever we have larger VDS, we have already seen that, of course, depending on VGS values, the current, drain current remains fairly constant. So that is the reason why it is shown as a constant current source. See this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is also, of course, we already know the equation for drain current in saturation region. So this turns out to be half K dash W by L into VGS minus VT bracket square.
Yes,
So this
sir.
is the ID SAT. Okay. Whereas
Yes.
when I talk about the small signal model, means still it is working as an amplifier, but the voltage levels, the span of voltage levels is less. Doesn't mean that VDS is less. The variation in VDS is less, or VGS is less. In that case, again, I can show it like this. Of course, this is, let us mark this also. Okay, so this is again going to be plus minus. I'm going to have a constant current source. And of course, I'm going to have this parameter here. What this parameter is? What is this parameter? Can anyone tell me? Okay, this one happens to be, this is the drain, this is the gate, this is the source. Now this happens to be GM into VGS.
VGS,
Remember, GM is the transconductance.
transconductance.
And obviously, this happens to be RO. Do you remember the H parameter equivalent circuits or models?
Yes, sir.
Specifically for the transistor in common emitter, we had something like HIE, then we had this.
HOE, 1 by HOE.
Yes, yes. Very good. So I hope you remember these things. So if this
Yes,
is
sir.
common, this is emitter, this is base, and this is collector.
Collector.
This was HIE. What was this? This was HRE, BCE. What was this? So this was a current voltage source. This is current source. So this is nothing but HFE into IB, and this was 1 by HOE.
1 by HOE.
A similar kind of model we have for the MOSFET as well. But of course, it is much less complicated because there is no HI, there is no HREVC, and so on and so on.
So, sir, in BJT it was called as H parameter model. So, what will be this in MOSFET will be
No,
called
we don't
as?
have H parameter model for this. We have simply a model. Okay, it is called as a model, which is actually the first order model.
Okay, sir.
We don't have H parameters for MOSFET.
MOSFET. Okay, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, when this is important, when designing analog MOSFET circuits, it is desirable what is desirable? Where should the operation lie? Where should the operation of this device lie? As I said, it should be in
Saturation.
saturation. So I must make sure that the device is in saturation. So in other words, it is desirable to, now who sets up this value of ID in MOSFET? Who sets up the value for ID?
Sir,
Which
VGS.
parameter? Which voltage?
VGS.
Yes?
VGS.
Yes.
VGS.
Very good.
VGS.
So we have to find out the correct value of VGS. That would be called as a biasing. Just like your setting of base current. Okay. In case of the
Yes.
bipolar junction transistors, here we have to set this VGS in order to set the Q point. Okay. So it is desirable to find the gate to source voltage consistent. This is important. Consistent with a given saturation drain current. That is, if I modify this equation, one equation which we have already seen. What was that equation we have already seen? Was ID is half K dash W by L into VGS minus VT bracket square. I can modify this equation and find out VT equal to VT plus square root of 2 times ID divided by K dash W by L. Can I derive an equation like this from here? It is simple algebraic manipulation, right? Now look at this very carefully. VGS is equal to VT plus this. So this is what I want to determine. Or in fact, this, what was the VGS minus VT? What did we call this as? Guys, what did we call VGS minus VT?
Sir, VO.
Yes. Come on. Yes, yes, it is VOV. Okay. So it is VOV. Now,
Yes.
don't you think that this term is equal to VOV?
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So this VOV is nothing but, now we can put it in nice words, is the measure of how small VDS can become while keeping the MOSFET in saturation. This is very
Yes.
important statement.
Okay, sir.
Correct?
Yes,
How
sir.
small VDS can become. This actually will make it always be there in the saturation. Okay. So this is our basic objective when we say biasing of a transistor, means that we have to keep the device in, specifically in case of MOSFET, we have to keep it in saturation. If it is in if it is BJT, we have to keep it in the active region. All right.
Yes, sir.
So now our job is to find the biasing circuit for the MOSFET so that it is always in saturation. That is the Q point again. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are.
All right. So is there any doubt, any question?
No, sir.
Only one or two guys are active. Other students are really not active. They will really find it difficult. Huh? Let me tell you one thing. You have to be attentive for
Yes,
this
sir.
particular topic. All right. So then we go for biasing of the MOSFET. Now again, just like what we have seen for bipolar junction transistor, we have biasing techniques. Okay. Now, what do you mean by
Yes.
biasing? Let me recap. Have a recap. Biasing means what?
Applying external voltage.
Establishing
Applying external.
So, yes, sir.
what? The Q point.
Q point. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
For a particular value. So we already know the Q point is nothing but the intersection of the load line with the characteristic.
Characteristics.
Here in MOSFET, we have two different types mechanisms of biasing. Let us say ways of biasing. Okay. Two forms, let us say, two forms of biasing. Please don't get confused because you're having a lot of devices and biasing circuits and all that. For JFET, again, it is different. For BJT, we have already seen it is different. For MOSFET, it is going
Yes,
to be
sir.
different. So please be clear about it. So we have two forms. One is called as the negotiated biasing. Please remember, for those who are not attentive or they find that they will be able to understand everything from some Google source or from some specific book, for them, this is a warning that the material that I have written down, you will not find anywhere else. Most of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So please understand that this kind of tendency will never work out. Okay, अभी let us not attend the lecture. बाद में देख लेंगे, कोई book पढ़ लेंगे, website पे जाएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, will be out of question. These things are not specifically given in a particular textbook. In fact, David Bell doesn't have extensive topic on MOSFET. And
MOSFET, yes, sir.
that is the reason why I am stressing more on writing down many things on the board. Okay, so that you can copy it down and make your own notes. For those who really want to explore the depth, of course, I suggest they consult this book called as Microelectronics by Cedra and Smith. Remember, this book is not easy to understand. What I have done is I have tried to simplify whatever is given in Cedra and Smith. And of course, negotiated biasing and all that you will not find anywhere else. So the point is, what is negotiated biasing? This is where the drain current is determined as a compromise between the expectations of governing transistor principles and those compromise between what? And those of a set of external components. Please look at this very carefully. So ID is a compromise between the expectations of the governing transistor principles, that is the relationship between the drain current and VGS, and set of external components like the resistors which set up this VGS. Okay. Good designs will require parametric insensitivity. As we have already said that your good biasing, how do we define in case of BJT? Why do we say that voltage divider bias is the best one? Because it is not dependent on the beta of the transistor.
Beta of the transistor.
Device parameter. So
Yes.
good designs require parametric insensitivity. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have to find out such a kind of circuit. Of course, this will be reminiscent of the voltage divider bias. So I am just trying to tell you how do we go about this kind of bias. So the device at this point, I will mark it like a block here, so that you will understand that this is more or less a generic biasing methodology. You will recognize this. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
you will recognize this as a voltage divider bias. Isn't it? This
Yes,
is
sir.
your VDS. In this case, this is called as the negotiated biasing. So whatever we have seen for BJT also, when it was voltage divider bias, it comes under the class of negotiated biasing.
Okay, sir.
what exactly are we doing here? So if I try to plot this as VGS and ID, and then I have the transfer characteristics, and I have to find out a particular value of ID. Bias point.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So your voice was not audible. You said we have to find a particular value of ID. After that, also, did you explain
Okay.
something?
Okay. So in negotiated biasing, what we do is we have to set up. We have to find out. We have to find out. This is the load line, and we have to find out just the intersection of the transfer characteristics and the load line.
Line.
All
Yes.
right. So this will
Yes,
be
sir.
your Q point determining your IDQ, and of course this will be called as VGSQ.
DG.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Don't get confused by saying that load line यहाँ पे किधर होता है, output characteristic में होना चाहिए. But this particular thing is dependent on this. The slope of this line will be dependent mostly on your external components like RD and RS. We will see that. We will see a complete example being worked out, right? So what we have here is finding out the Q point is nothing but a compromise. Compromise means what? A common solution of this line and of this line and this curve. Do you remember this load line is already discussed when we talked about, when I introduced the concept of DC load line for a diode? We had a similar kind of scenario, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course, here it is different. So this is for your diode. This was your I diode. This is your VD. Okay, so from the point of view of the load lines and the characteristics, so basically what can we say about negotiated biasing? It is simply to find out the intersection point between
Characteristic and the load
yes,
line.
characteristic, maybe transfer characteristic and the load line. Just remember this and you will understand everything. So how do you find out? There are various ways. One is graphical, which you must have used in your JFET, isn't it? And
Yes, sir.
simply solve simultaneous equations. These two equations you solve simultaneously to get the common point. That is the solution.
Yes, sir.
This is the entire exercise of simultaneous equations. Okay. Now let us see the next type of bias. We are going to have an example for negotiated biasing. Second is called as the imposed biasing.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in this biasing of like MOSFET, so we do not have shifting of Q point in this one, like in the BJT used to have.
No, that is what we are trying to find out as to what will grant the stability of Q point. In fact, you understand that this resistor, which we are going to call as RS, will be again useful for reducing the variation in the Q point.
Oh, okay, sir.
Same thing. It is exactly the same thing.
Okay, sir.
Just like your emitter current bias or voltage divider bias. Remember, emitter
Yes.
current bias and voltage divider bias are both one and the same.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Different
Yes.
terminology only. And sometimes it is also called as universal bias.
Okay, sir.
Why universal? Now you will be able to understand. We employed the same biasing for BJT and we are employing the same type of biasing for MOSFET as well. In fact, for JFET also we have this kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is this imposed biasing? Here, the drain current is determined through forced influence this is the change of an external current source. We'll see what it looks like. That has been designed to be insensitive to variations in supply voltage or I can say temperature. Now this is going to be interesting. So we have this type of bias. There is a reference voltage called as the ref. This is going to be your ID. And now is the big difference. This is a very, very big difference. Okay. Why is it good? Or let us say, how does this work in the first place? By the way, what is our objective of biasing? Let me ask you a question. What is the objective of biasing? Yes, answer me this question. What is the objective of biasing?
Stability of Q point.
Yes, to fix a Q point.
Fix a Q point.
Okay. Fix a Q point means what? On the output characteristics of MOSFET, we will have something like BDSQ and IDQ.
So for faithful amplification.
Yeah, of course. In case of BJT, it is BCEQ and ICQ.
ICQ.
See the correlation, see the similarity. So that is our objective. And how did you do that? In case of BJT also, we fixed up this IC. Here in case of MOSFET, we are going to fix the ID. And we said that this ICQ should be as stable quantity as possible. Please remember, this is the DC value, on the top of which my input signal is going to work.
Yes.
I've already told you this, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
So ICQ is, if it is ICQ is constant, VCQ will be constant. We already have the equations for that. Similarly, IDQ is constant, VDSQ will be constant or fixed, and then the transistor can work. And as somebody has already said that this, if this Q point is not shifting, it is at the center of the load line, we can expect maximum possible voltage gain. Without it, right? Now you should be able to understand these things. So our objective is to fix ICQ here or IDQ here. And it should be insensitive to variations in, here in this case it was sensitive to beta, it was sensitive to temperature. Here also it may be sensitive to the power supply or maybe even the temperature also. Okay, we have seen that the effect of temperature sensitivity in case of MOSFET is much less as in compared with BJT. There is no thermal runaway sort of thing. But still temperature dependency will be there. It is a semiconductor device. All right. We actually saw that as temperature increased, ID decreases effectively, right?
Yes, sir.
So temperature variation still is there. It is not insensitive to temperature. When I said that the only thing is advantage is that in case of MOSFET there is no thermal runaway. That is the difference. Whereas both are going to get affected by temperature.
Yes, sir.
But we want that IDQ should be as rock solid as possible, no? And that is possible with the help of such a kind of circuit. Why not have a constant current source? So this guy is a constant
Sir, you are not audible.
What does this type of biasing ensure? What does this type of biasing ensure? Guys? Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir.
It ensures that this current is constant, right?
Yes,
Constant
sir.
ID.
This current means what?
Constant.
ID is going to be constant.
Sir, when
Yes? So my problem
Yes, sir.
of ID being sensitive to temperature can be completely eliminated
yes,
if
sir.
I use a constant current source like this. Got it?
Yes, yes, sir.
This is called as imposed biasing, and this is preferred in integrated circuits. Extensively. So you will not find voltage divider bias in an IC. Okay, you will find always this kind of biasing. Please remember this. Very, very essential to your future courses. Of course, related to devices.
Yes, sir.
So is this concept of biasing clear to all of you again? There are two types
Yes,
of biasing. Of course, this is a generic kind of, let us say, statement saying that there are two types of biasing. It is applicable for BJT also. One is the negotiated biasing, which we already have seen for BJT, and the other one is called as the imposed biasing, where we use constant current source. Let us see in details. Any
sir.
doubts in question with this? Yes.
Sir, negotiating biasing, which was there like a voltage divider, that we can that is implied on BJT also, and this the
Absolutely.
second one, imposed one. Can
What?
it also be applied for BJT? Sir, imposed biasing,
Force biasing is applied for BJT also, but preferred only in integrated circuits.
integrated circuits.
So
Okay, sir.
integrated circuits can be built
Okay, sir.
with bipolar technology or with MOS technology.
No,
Both,
not- Okay, sir.
right? Naturally, in ICs with bipolar technology, we have BJTs as the devices. Here we have MOSFETs as the device, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
And this force biasing can be used for integrated circuits for all both bipolar as well as MOS. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Excuse.
Yes. Any more questions?
So can please scroll up for the imposed biasing circuit diagram.
Sorry. I'm not able to get you properly. Can you repeat the question?
So can you scroll up for the imposed biasing circuit diagram? After
Imposed
node.
biasing. Okay. Here it is. All right. Okay.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. No problem. So let us see in details the. This thing is out of scope for us to discuss. Probably in integrated circuits and applications, we will start with this. Okay, in the next semester. But let us go for the negotiated biasing of MOSFET. All right.
Yes.
So how will the circuit look like? Let me draw it for you. We call this as R1, call this as R2. This voltage will be called VG because it is the voltage at the gate terminal.
Great. Yes.
Then this is going to be VGS,
Yes.
voltage between gate and source.
Yeah. Source.
Obviously, this is going to be like this. We are going to call this as RS, source resistor, and this is going to be the drain resistor. This will be your VDD. So this is how the biasing circuit for MOSFET will look like. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if we have already drawn, I've already drawn this, but let this be a repetition, no problem. So this is ID. This is VGS. Then our MOSFET curve is like this. This is going to be your VT, and then I'm going to have the load line. We have seen it already.
Yes.
Just to mark a few things. Maximum drain current will be naturally. Maximum drain current will be VG divided by RS. Okay. This is going to be VG. We have a Q point. Here. This will be your IDQ. Voltage over here will be your VGS. Okay, now what do we see here? This line is VGS. Look at this. Look at this. This particular section here. All right.
Yes,
And then
sir.
you'll be able to understand why I'm talking like this. Okay. So for this we have RS as the load. Okay. And so the drain current will be decided by maximum will be VGS by RS. Now this is the external constraint which I was talking about. Constraint means what? What do you mean by a constraint? What do you mean by a constraint?
Limitation.
Limitation. Okay. A very simple example I will give you. That if you want to go from Pune, for example, to Mumbai, there are various ways in which you can do it. isn't it?
Yes.
So, but you cannot directly go there with, of course, there are possible ways, but then you may have some constraints. What may be the constraints? Time. I want to go there as fast as possible. Money. All right. I have
Yes.
less money, so again that is a constraint. All right. So these are the constraints, and this is the process. So I have to find out. I have to find out a compromise. The constraints, and you have to work within the constraints. So I can say that this is an external constraint, just like money and time. This is an external constraint. Whereas this curve will actually denote so this is basically called as the device or the MOSFET constraint. To put it another way, can the voltage, can the current flowing through the resistor RS be anywhere else than this line? Anywhere other than this line? Is it possible? Because this is decided by the slope. So the maximum possible values of ID will all lie along this line if it is considered separately. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
But
sir.
at the same time, this MOSFET has got its own characteristics. So the drain current, can it lie anywhere else other than this line? Will the drain current be here somewhere? Will it be here? Will it be here? Here? No ways. Why? Because it is governed by the MOSFET transfer characteristics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have to find out a compromise, means a common point. And where is that common point? So that it satisfies both the equations, equation of this line as well as equation of this curve. Where is that point? It is the Q point. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So we are talking about the external constraint, and so we say that it's a compromise between the external constraint and the MOSFET constraint. This should be very, very important. Is it okay with all of you? Any doubts, any questions?
No, sir.
And that is why it gets its name from as the negotiated biasing. It is negotiation between the load line and transfer curve.
Yes, correct, sir.
Compromise, common point, solution, whatever you would like to call it as. So we have VG equal to VDD. Yes, tell me, how do we find out VG? How do we find out this value of this voltage? You have VDD, you have R1, you have R2. Yes, should be a piece of cake for all of you. What is this VDD? VG? VDD into what?
Sir,
Yes? What is this? Potential divider equation.
voltage divider, yes, sir.
Yes,
R2.
potential divider or voltage divider equation. We have seen this n number of times till now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We also have
So,
ID, which is equal to IS. Why do we have ID equal to IS? Or is this ID equal to IS correct? Guys,
Yes, sir.
obviously,
Yes.
in fact, there is no gate current at all here. So ID, earlier we used to say in BJT, IC was nearly equal to
I see.
IE. No? Here there is no such thing.
Uh,
ID itself is equal to IS. No doubt about that. The same current flows through the channel.
Okay, sir.
Alright?
Yes, sir.
So I can write VG as VGS plus ID into RS. How do I get this equation? How do I get this equation? Yes, anyone?
Sir, by applying the KVL
Yes, KVL over here.
in this loop. Yes, sir.
Yes, in this loop, I am applying the KVL to get VG is equal to VGS plus ID into RS.
ID, RS.
So now I can find out VGS equal to VG minus ID into RS. ठीक है?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. This is basically the equation of this line. See, this is the equation of
Yes.
this line, this blue line, load line. है ना? This is the equation
Yes.
of load line. Then what is the equation for the MOSFET? ID is equal to half K dash
Dash
W
W
by
by
L
L
into VGS minus
minus
VT bracket square.
yes, sir.
Please remember we are interested only in the saturation region.
Saturation region.
So the Q point, so if this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. In order to find out the Q point, what do I have to do? I have to solve these two equations simultaneously. Got it? Yes? These two equations
Yes, sir.
I have to solve simultaneously. So then once I do that, IS will be equal to ID now, which I can call as IDQ, and VDSQ I can find out as VDD minus IDQ into RS plus RD.
ID.
Where do I get this equation from? Yes, apply KVL on this side of the loop.
At
This side of
output
the
side.
transistor, right?
Yes, sir.
VDD is equal to IDRD plus VDS plus ID into RS. Because IS and ID are same,
Same.
and from this I can have the equation now. I can find out VDSQ as VDP minus IDQ into RS plus RD. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But there is a huge warning sign here. Beware. This solution for ID is valid only when VDSQ is greater than VGSQ minus VT greater than 0. What is this condition, by the way? What does this condition tell you? What does this condition tell you? It is the necessary condition for Yes? Anyone? ये घुमा फिरा के वही आ रहा हूं मैं, देखो. It is necessary condition for, yes, saturation.
Yes, sir.
So if your RD is too large, look at this equation. If Q is very small, guys.
So you will not get
Okay, I'll repeat. If RD is large, will your VDSQ be sufficiently large? Or conversely, if RD is large, VDSQ will be small.
Yes, sir.
So if VDSQ is small, what will happen? Where will the transistor be? Which mode? Which region? Which region will it be in? How many times I have to draw this now? This was your Q point. This is your VDS. We've already said that this region is triode region. So if VDSQ is small, where will the Q point be located? It will be in the triode region, where it is useless for us as an amplifier.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So you have to be aware
Yes,
of
sir.
this situation. You have to always check whether the VDSQ is greater than VGSQ minus VT or not. In fact, again, this will be your VOV. So it has to be greater than VOV. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Now again, RS does a very important job. It provides what? A means of drain current feedback. We have seen the feedback at quite length
Yes,
for
sir.
VGS control. Let us see how it happens. I mean, it's very, very simple. Look at this equation, VGS. I'll repeat this equation. VGS is equal to VG minus ID into RS. What will happen with VG if ID increases? What will happen if ID increases? What will happen to VGS? VG is constant.
Will decrease.
Yes, so VGS will decrease.
Please.
But we already know ID is equal to half K dash W by L into.
VGS minus VT.
So if VGS decreases, what will happen to ID?
So it will also
It will
Decrease.
decrease. So what is happening?
decrease.
An attempted increase in ID
ID
is nullified automatically.
modified. Yes, sir.
Or any change in ID is nullified. It works the other way around also, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the feedback which we have already seen for
Yes,
emitter
sir.
current as emitter current feedback, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Negative.
then because of that, your ID was becoming stable and your bias stability has improved. So again, the
Yes.
same thing. RS is going to provide the bias stability.
Bias stability.
Okay? I think
Yes,
we have
sir.
run out of time. If you have got any doubts, any questions, please let me know. Tomorrow we will take a very nice example of both analysis as well as design of biasing.
Okay, sir.
Okay? So any
Yes,
doubts,
sir.
any questions?
Yes.
Any doubts, any
Can you
questions?
scroll? So
Yeah?
can you show the condition once? So the condition once
Which
again.
condition? Which condition?
So the
Which
last
one?
one which
This stability.
so the VDSQ which is greater than that one.
This one.
Yes, sir.
We already know this. We have seen this long back. That your VDSQ. Okay. Let me go back to a slide where we have actually a. Here. Are you able to see this? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if my VDS is very
Yes.
small, falling below VOV, what is VOV? So if my VDS is falling below VOV, what is happening? Where will the transistor go? Yes?
Sir, it will go
Triode.
in the triode region.
You can see here that as I go here, if VDS decreases, I am going into the triode region. And in
Yes,
triode
sir.
region, we have seen that it does not work as amplifier
Yes,
in the
sir.
triode region, right? So
Yes,
at any
sir.
cost,
Yes,
we have
sir.
to make sure that VDS is always greater than VOV. That is nothing but VGS minus VT. That was the condition, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is your doubt cleared now about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine then. We'll stop here for today.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yes.